One go. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it's Wednesday night. It's What the Show. We're talking about Cheaper by the Dozen 2022, a movie that this Space Jam 2 fan calls cold, uninspired, and an abuse of intellectual property. Let's talk about it. So, now that we're done being nice about it, it's Wednesday night, What the Show. I'm joined by two of my regular co-hosts, our regular co-hosts here. Mike Deacon, how you doing tonight, Mike?
Hanging in there. As always, you know me. I do me. Got my Crown Royal ready for this potential award winner next year.
Some sorts of awards might be won. And Justin, how you doing, man?
Might win something. Yes, I'm doing fantastic. Not doing all that well, however, because we're going Juice After the Dark. This was a scary movie that we had to watch, and I couldn't turn the lights off for it. So I've created. I wasn't gonna buy a French vanilla Ciroc, so I decided to create a French martini. However, I didn't have one of the ingredients for a French martini, so I essentially made some kind of Chambordy Cosmo. Anyway, we're gonna drink our sorrows away tonight and have a good time. Thank you.
And we have our guest tonight, somebody who also has pretty comprehensive review on the topic we're talking about, Mr. Matt Thomas from What Real Entertainment. Matt, welcome back. Is this the first time you've heard that intro music, by the way?
Yes, it was actually.
What'd you think?
Nice.
I loved it.
So you got that the same way that the rest of us. Juice just like we went live one night and you just dropped it on us. We had no idea it was going to happen. He just puts it on and we're like, what just happened?
But as always, I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be here with the lovely Mike Deacon, the Juice who was somehow with OJ, and Cooper Hoffman.
Well, I'm like, okay, they could do the Adam Project with me and Cooper Hoffman, and it would kind of work.
Oh, yep. God.
And I don't even know what a jabroni is.
Sweet and spicy.
I think that's what the sauce should have been called.
Oh my God.
Where do we begin?
Jabroni sauce.
Well, before we get going, let's pimp out the Streamlabs. Juice, you want to give us the overview?
Yeah. So Streamlabs, we got, what is this? We have one more Wednesday. So yeah, two more weeks. One more Wednesday in March. But so my for those that don't know, my a family member, my brother's wife's sister, her and her husband's house burnt down at the end of last month, and so very sad. And so a family member created a GoFundMe for them, and so just this month we're just giving back to them so that hopefully they can recover. I don't know how insurance and all that's going to work, but hopefully this will get them through these few months of what a terrible time it is. But
real quick, Justin, do we have the GoFundMe link?
Maybe.
And if we can find that at some point during the show,
put in the description.
I just Googled GoFundMe. That's not going to help.
Yep, it's the first one. First one you see.
Yes, I will pull that up.
Great dead air.
You know it. You know that's what we do best.
This is a radio show. We are syndicated. Catch us on Sirius XM.
So hey, AJ, let's go back to the Cooper Hoffman comment. Are you sure you're not somehow related to Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Hope.
I'm related
All
to John
things considered.
Lithgow.
Okay.
Distantly.
Okay.
Oh no, we need to hear about this.
Yeah.
Well, I know that because I know John Cotton, a man that like was one of the founders of Boston. That's like a known relative of mine from like the 1500s. And so I was on his Wikipedia page and noticed one of his notable descendants was Justin the Juice and John Lithgow. So I'm like, oh, we're like 11th cousins or something like that.
That's fantastic.
I mean, I'm related to a blaxploitation film star.
Ooh, which one?
You ever seen Superfly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ron O'Neal, priest. He's my grandfather's cousin.
Nice. PLZ will get mad when I tell who I'm. Like I don't remember what step removed. I think it's like 5th or 6th. But John Deacon from Queen.
Okay, is anyone here related to Cheaper by the Dozen 2022 star Timon Kyle Durrett? I cannot
Pumbaa.
tell you because of the fundamental flaws of this movie.
Okay.
Okay, we should we get into it?
You want to hear Matt rant for 45 minutes about how they basically exploited black people in this film? Because we can do that.
I mean, that 100% happened.
It's
Being black was used as a prop in this film, and it royally pissed me off, especially being someone who's mixed.
listen, when they decided to do a cop on a scooter scene about noise violations in the neighborhood,
For
that
no
was
reason.
only about Gabriel.
Literally,
And then did a pool
He
scene
wasn't there yet.
immediately after.
AJ wasn't there yet. He's like, I'm like, just wait till you get to the cop scene. He's like, what cop scene? I'm like, you'll know what I'm talking about when you get there. Just you'll know.
And I
You'll know.
messaged you after the pool scene that immediately followed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cheaper by the Dozen 2022, for all the racial sensitivity that you personally taught me.
And with no it just comes out of
context.
nowhere.
It's no
Nowhere.
context whatsoever. Wait. And real quick, we can't skip over the moment that was Stepdaddy 3 or Daddy's Home 3. Excuse me, when they're having the dance off in the middle during the halftime. I was like, keep in mind, I saw this unfortunately.
And he won.
Yeah.
What?
Keep in mind,
I've never heard Juice yell like that before.
I have it documented because I messaged Maxwell the night I had 4 movies I had to watch. One is still under embargo. One I decided not to review, and the other 2 are reviewed and on the channel right now. But this was one of the 2. And I messaged Maxwell. I'm like, I'm really not looking forward to what I gotta watch. He's like, why? And I start listing everything off. He's like, well, one of those sounds promising. So, and this, the one that sounds promising was The Outfit, the new Focus Features release, which was actually pretty decent. But I watched this at like 1:30 in the morning on a Tuesday night.
Oh my god, that's the perfect time to watch this movie.
There's no perfect time to watch.
Not a Tuesday night, Tuesday morning. It was Monday night, Tuesday morning, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, I have to know the story on this comment right here. This is the most confounding thing I've ever seen in any of our chats.
Danny, I don't
am
know how
related
that
to
makes
John
sense.
Goodman by the way of Viva Rock Vegas.
But John Goodman wasn't in Viva Rock Vegas.
That's why it's fucking
That's right. He
astonishing.
was replaced by a Baldwin, right?
No, he was replaced by Mark Caddy or Mark Candy, whatever his name is, the one who played Robert Baratheon on Game of Thrones.
Wait, was Stephen
John
Baldwin
Goodman
Barney?
was Fred.
He was Fred in the original.
Barney. Stephen was Barney.
That's good. It is okay.
He sadly replaced Rick Moranis.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one's a fun movie. The second one is the second one's fun if you're drunk. But
Hey, I was like, the second one has a special place in my heart. I was little, and I still love that movie unabashedly, even though it's totally horrible. They're both bad. Let's be honest.
We're not getting back on the rails, are we?
No,
I think none of us want to talk about how bad this.
I think we are all actively avoiding actually talking about this movie.
Okay, here. Let's get back to the exploitation of black people real quick. Because as someone who is mixed and has to go through some of this shit, you can't tell a father of a mixed kid who just happens to be the white one in the relationship he's not gonna understand, because at the end of the day his wife is there with him. He's gonna see this shit happen with his wife, and therefore it's gonna affect him. There's a lot of little intricacies there that Disney's just like, we're just gonna hop over these and just go, no, you ain't black, so you ain't gonna understand. And that's an issue that the black father has with the white step. But just
Well, and okay, so
funny enough,
my
dad thought I was screaming when I recorded this review, so I'm trying to keep it tame right now.
So, I think that you might. I had this sentiment when watching this movie and how it could have been done better. And we're not going to get into I think Tyler Perry could have made this movie better yet. But I think that they had a unique opportunity to tell a story that had some significance. But the difference between the Steve Martin Cheaper by the Dozen and this one is that the movie was about the parents in this case, not the kids. I don't remember those kids' names. Fuck any of those kids' names.
I remember Deej. That's about it.
Yeah, you don't they don't.
I only remember Cousin Seth because you said Cousin Seth.
Yeah,
I was Cousin Seth is a fucking anomaly.
Should we talk about how the dozen math doesn't make sense at all?
Nope.
It changes like 5 times throughout the first day.
It's not even actually.
They keep on adding and subtracting, and it's just
like 9 kids, 3 adults. Because it's like, okay, so it's 9 kids, 3 adults. Cool. Are we gonna get some weird throuple thing in a Disney kids movie? Like, is it like cool thruples? I'm totally.
Also, why did I Google Cousin Seth, thinking like Seth from Cheaper by the Dozen would be the first result? What's wrong with me?
But yeah, they could have told us actually like a good story when they focused on the kids.
They counted the dogs in the initial count. I'm like, that's 13 though, bro. What are you talking? That's 14, bro. Like 2 fur babies. I'm like, there's 11. Are y'all about to going into this movie? I'm like, okay, the twist is gonna be like, because we saw all of us saw 10 kids on that poster. Okay, we only have 9. That doesn't make sense. Okay, my idea of them having a surprise pair of twins is going to happen, I guess. And then you find out they've had twins twice. How possible is it for a person to have twins 2 times? 2 back to back.
I was gonna say that I did remember Haresh because they tried with Haresh. They fucking tried, but I still think like you could have told a story about a mixed household and being like if they focused on the kids, instead of
the parent. Like, to be fair, the Steve Martin one does focus a lot on the parents because it's about Bonnie Hunt's novel and how it blows up. They basically switched roles this time around. But at least that one was good and entertaining, and you got to spend some time with kids that weren't Cousin Seth, who couldn't act his way out of a box.
Cousin Seth.
And 2 kids, mind you, Indian one and a white one, appropriate black culture.
Yep.
I don't understand any of that.
The opinions expressed by Hollywood's James Remar do not reflect the opinions expressed by What the Show.
Or the $67 we spent for him to say it.
Out of context.
But please, here. I appreciate the black son being a nerd. Cool. Tell me what the fuck those fucking cards were at the end of it that look like the worst Photoshop jobs I've ever seen in my life.
Well, and that he was into the goth girl. That was, I mean,
Bro,
like,
when he walked
you
out
had
the
things
goth
to
clothes,
work
I
on.
was like, ugh. I'm like,
Ew.
I do not know a single black kid that would do that in my entire life.
The ones from
Yeah.
Nebraska, but it's just that's not a good sample size.
Keep in mind, you're talking about Nebraska. I live in a decent, large metropolitan city.
Right.
And this isn't Omaha, like where I live now. This is like Hastings, Nebraska, population 23,000 is the metropolitan area. That they grab toward, but
So my first okay, Zach Braff is a scumbag was when so the black dad comes home or comes to the house and goes to the fridge, and Zach Braff closes the fridge and you can see a beer and he shuts it, so he asks, "Oh, can I have a beer?" And Zach Braff denies him a beer after he just gave all of the kids like $100 Beats headphones,
Right.
and he won't give them one beer.
well, I think
The
it was wrong.
audacity.
I think I'm not 100% on this. It's in my notes I left at work. I think it was a Rolling Rock.
Yeah, it was a Rolling Rock beer. It was a Rolling Rock
Was
beer.
it? I don't
Rolling
know.
Rocks you can get down
Hell
here
yeah.
in Florida for like
Why do you
a
fucking
12-pack
slow
for
down?
$8.
Why did I search HBO Max? This was not an HBO Max movie. Come on, get it together.
Just
Dude,
don't
you're-
fucking pull the movie up on
We
screen.
should just
Do
have like
not pull a
Juice's
buck.
search bar up as the end of the
It's
screen.
just all like the opposite of it. It's like,
What
Jeez,
is Juice?
we're gonna need your entire search history for this. I'm so sorry. So yeah, so you go through the intro of the movie, the crazy family, all that shit, and then like when they get to this husband and wife meeting scene, we've already seen that he like modern day uses his kids for labor, right? And then he tells his future wife in a flashback, Lisa, his future wife, sorry, and tells her, "Yeah, I've got Oompa Loompas in the back," jokingly, and then proceeds to exploit his children for labor.
that was
Welcome to Baker's I Am a Child.
Wait, can we talk about how he came off slightly racist in that scene?
Yeah,
Just a bit.
But then you end up marrying the guy 6 months later.
6 months, half a fucking year. They have children to worry about. They have inter-family dynamics on both sides. That is a shotgun wedding if you both have 3+ kids. Holy shit.
Just so much didn't make sense. How'd you find a live video of me in my bed crying after watching it?
We have cameras.
I always
We
rock
know that you know
Apollo
that this
Creed
is kind of...
shorts to bed. Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Also, on the humping the ground thing, it's also kind of a slightly too horny movie for a children's movie. Like, not like a... Oh, shit. Is there potential for a Cheap
Nope.
by the Dozen
No.
Everybody's crossover?
No, thank you.
Cheap by the Dozen.
oh no.
Dachshund. I appreciate the wordplay. I appreciate the wordplay. Holy fuck, what is this movie? I should be steering
None
the
of us
shit
really
right
want to
now.
talk about this movie.
None of us really want to go further because
All right.
it's
I found the beer. It's not Rolling Rock. I didn't think it was.
Of course,
It's this.
it's a Pacific.
No way.
Oh.
It's not a fucking Pacifico. I fucking rock and roll on Pacifico all the time.
I've never had one.
Juice, Orlando.
Also, we
has
could
it.
just keep this. We could just
No.
keep this here if it didn't
Yeah,
cover
We're not
Matt.
gonna. Okay, we're not gonna cover
Yeah,
the
if
one person.
I didn't.
We're not
That's
gonna
good.
cover our
Our guest.
Matt. We're not gonna
Can I
cover
move
your
it?
face as
Can I
the
move
only face. when talking about Cheaper by the Dozen for so many reasons that we cannot do that.
But also, that's good to know that if you download a picture that's like with a transparent background, that you can do that.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
We had the GIF of E Honda that did that. Do we still have the GIF of E Honda?
Should be there. I don't think we deleted that one. If we did, we fucked up.
Oh,
I think we did.
That's way back. That's way back.
I probably didn't realize that.
This is, by the way,
I think that was on the video game one that I was very late to. Also, what else can we talk about besides Cheaper by the Dozen?
This is
Yes.
Oh.
Ah.
This is
right. So exactly where in Nebraska are you referring to?
I can't point at it. My mouse
Nebraska.
doesn't work like that. But this is our 99th stream on this channel, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Isn't that nuts? We have 99 videos on this channel already. How did that happen?
And only like 5 that I didn't take a piss break.
Well, make it 6.
He's taking a piss. He's taking a piss break. Okay. No, I mean, I will say this. Oh God. Now
was that the GIF? Oh man, I can be right under his legs.
Really good.
You're throwing salt on the wound now. You're throwing salt.
It was
on
the
the wound.
100 hand slap, but this is fantastic.
Just
throwing salt
keep it
on
like
the
this
wound.
till AJ comes back.
You just leave it up there. When he comes back.
No,
What's going on?
Oh.
Seriously, it looks like he's teabagging you.
Oh man.
God. As soon as AJ gets back, just throw it right
Yeah,
back up.
yep.
This is what the show, if you didn't know, we go off the rails very easily.
No, wow. I forgot what I was about to say.
What the show?
No, this yeah, that's me in my head right now. Like where'd that thought go? Where'd that thought go?
Oh man.
Oh God.
Oh, good God. So
Let's
can you
see what
imagine
else
if this
is
went
there.
in theaters, though? If this went in theaters and people, like, paid money to
Oh,
see it?
I remember what I was gonna say. The one bright spot in this movie for me was the youngest daughter of the twins. Like that actress, for as young as she is, has great comedic timing and is just funny as all hell. I don't know if either of you watched Mixed-ish. It was one of the Blackish spin-off shows. She plays Rainbow's little sister in that show. And she was great in that too. My girlfriend and I loved that show partly because of her. We're like, my girlfriend jokes like, if we ever have a daughter, I hope she's as sassy as her. I'm like, I hope to God she's not. But it's just,
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Best of luck to go with that. So Zach, like the biggest question I had out of this is why did either Zach Braff or Gabrielle Union accept these roles after? Yeah, well, I mean, it had to have been. Like Zach Braff is that hard on money. The Scrubs royalties don't pay enough.
You know, somebody joked that they could have hired, or they should have had Florence Pugh be the oldest daughter.
They couldn't afford her. Otherwise, they would have.
I mean, bro, she's a part of the Disney family as it is. We've seen her on Marvel shows and movies. Like,
So if they couldn't have Florence
he's
Pugh,
shitting out of juice.
if they could have had Florence Pugh as the oldest daughter, do you think that they would have? Because I think they would have.
I think she would have said no and been like, "Are you fucking nuts? Do you see who I'm dating? You want the guy I'm dating to be? I mean, he already looks enough like your father. You might as well be dating your father."
So this reminds me. Next week we're doing for the 100th episode. It's gonna be the unbearable weight of the massive show for Nick Cage. So the Nick Cage thing that I mentioned to these guys. Do you know? Have you seen Prisoners of the Ghostland?
No.
Have you seen? Okay, so Juice, you have.
I have.
So
yeah,
it's kind of like an Escape from New York kind of thing, but instead of the president, it's this young girl that he has to rescue from this crazy, out of time, weird kabuki space. It's kind of like Escaping from New York, but kabuki theater. So this young girl that he has to rescue is now engaged to Nicolas Cage, and they are having a child. Nicolas Cage is having a baby.
I mean, Nicolas Cage also wants to play Eggman too. That man's just living his best life right now.
This gets better. Nobody knew that they were having a baby until the Critics' Choice Awards, apparently, where they were doing this thing where like one of the hosts was going around and saying, so do you have a secret to different celebrities? And they were like telling jokes off of it, right? They were joking around about their secrets. Nicolas Cage just dropped out. My fiance and I, we're having a baby, and we just decided on a name. And he did it for real. There's only the only thing wilder than that is Cheaper by the Dozen in 2022, where a grown-ass adult woman tells Zach Braff, say New Balance really slowly, and then moans.
Rico Shibata is the fiance's name.
What's that?
Rico Shibata is the fiance's name, and she looks like she's a mail order bride.
She is 27 years old. He is 57.
Yeah. I just found this picture of him that makes him look like a Russian mobster holding her hand.
It is. She is a consenting adult who is 27 years old. She is a consenting adult.
Okay, but look at him.
It feels very Woody Allen. Like, it doesn't feel that way actually because she's a consenting adult, but the optics look very Woody Allen. And I hope for Nick Cage that, and for her, that this is
Maxwell,
a beautiful,
consider yourself lucky. That's all I got to say. Consider yourself lucky. Do not watch this movie. Do not. And I love you, buddy. You know, I told a story already about how you listened to me bitch and complain about that I was about to have to watch this movie. Don't watch this movie for my sanity and yours, Maxwell.
Or
right.
Watch it and put it on Ember Productions live.
Hold the fort. Hold the fort. I'm less concerned about the age of the couple and more concerned about this hat.
Did he borrow that hat from Chance Ellison?
Actually, hold on. I recuse myself from any Nick Lego. I told you I was actually messaging Lego about how bad this movie was.
This is your kind of movie.
Yes.
So you'll see Mike's My Name. Hot, sweet, savory sauce is a plot point. It's the biggest plot point. It's the main plot point of
the movie.
It is.
But
yes.
But no,
this is not Nicolas Cage disrespect. This is Nicolas Cage. Wow.
I have to recuse myself from the Nicolas Cage conversation, period, because he did send my father 6 bottles of wine when I was a kid.
That's awesome. That's fantastic, actually. Here's Nick Cage.
No, he's the best. I love. Yeah, he's great.
No, my dad was interviewing him once. He mentioned how he loved his hat. He mentioned how he loves his uncle's wine, and one morning there was like a giant package on our doorstep, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I can't lift it." I was like 8 at the time. Opens it up, and there's a signed note from Nick Cage saying, because he did it. It was over a phone interview. He was like, "Yeah, here's the wine," and it was like the highest stuff, and I was.
That's fantastic.
Like he had to do Bangkok Dangerous to pay off that wine.
I mean, it's family wine, so did he really? It was probably free.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You're right. Lego in the chat, by the way, message us because we, at least for like a bit in our 100th episode, I think for a bit, at least like 10, 15 minutes, if you can come in and just, we're doing the unbearable weight of massive show for our 100th episode. So, like, let us know if you're available for a few minutes.
Lego's the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aren't they? I caught myself.
But holy shit, this fucking movie from the basketball player dad only cares about giving shoes
No.
headphones.
Not basketball player. He was a football player.
Football. He was a football
I
player.
thought it was a basketball. I don't know.
He
they were on
probably-
a
Daughter
basketball
plays
court.
basketball.
Oh, yeah.
They were on basketball court.
but-
That's why.
AJ, you want to know the best way to remember this? He probably lost Jader the fantasy footballs.
I mean, that could be anybody.
Gator doesn't set his lineup for weeks and inexplicably wins like 4 games and doesn't get last place.
Huh?
This time.
I mean, the man's busy. Cut him some slack.
Oh, the dude has a full schedule.
Danny, yes, I think we have to bring people in and out in segments.
100% next week. We'll just
Yes.
we'll randomly pick people on next week. I don't know if we're going to be able to do like a super long stream or not, but we'll bring people on and off.
We
next week.
can start a little earlier if we want, like if everyone's available.
I'm sadly not going to be available early, but
We're coming
I
straight
can
from the
jump
movie.
in as a guest.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah,
y'all
I
can
don't
have
have
up to
fucking
10 people on screen, though. So let's be honest. Just do what a lot of other people do. Just have a party on screen.
Yeah. Well, we-
Maybe I think we cap at 6 to 8ish, and then
No,
It,
they-
it
so-
gets rough with 10.
So-
yeah.
What happens at 10?
Nobody can talk.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, wait. You go. You go. What were you saying? That's
Fair.
10 people. That's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is
I'm
what the
so
show
sorry I
compared
interrupted
to a
you
jet.
10 times. I'm so sorry I interrupted you again, Matt.
yeah.
Did you have
6 is-
something to say?
Okay, I see your point.
6 is the
This is what the show compared to like a normal.
There's no rules on this show, and we'll never change it.
I know, and I love it for that reason.
Should we talk a little bit about Scooter Cop?
Oh God!
No.
I'd like to hear.
Listen, I would
You got to
walk-
put down the Appletini.
Matt, I have to tell you, if 3 white people were asking me about my opinion of Scooter Cop and I were you, I would walk away too.
I just.
Oh,
That was,
have?
that was funny.
I have a feeling if Scooter Cop had a gun, he would have pulled it out first thing right away too. Oh, did I say that?
Taser would have been out before he even said a word. Welcome to the neighborhood.
So
We have a noise ordinance.
But of all things, you bring up the noise ordinance because you think this black family's just gonna party all night?
Right.
What
And
the
no-
actual fuck?
No,
and it's
but
like
here's-
preteens
can I give
mostly
some
too.
contents? There was a deleted scene where the cops actually got called for a noise ordinance, but it was just Zach Braff listening to the Shins.
Oh. I get
Okay,
it.
that was a fucking.
I was dumbfounded with the choices they made with this. I mean, I know, Mike, you said you watched my review. You could see how mad I was in that review.
You should like. I don't think I've ever watched a Matt review with the ire and like just the look in your eyes. I've never seen before.
I'm still dumbfounded. It was a mixture of anger and being dumbfounded, and it's just like the anger has subsided, but then you start to think about it again. It slowly starts to creep up. You're like, you know what? Maybe I should pull it back a little bit.
And then they go to the pool scene, which is also
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
racially motivated, but also there's only like 4 kids at that pool because they cannot afford a lot of extras in this movie for the budget. They
Hey,
fucking
COVID-
money planed this shit.
To be fair, COVID is real, and a lot of parents like. I think you're only allowed a certain amount of kids on set. That's why.
And they had 12 like already. Well, not 12. They couldn't do the full 12 because of COVID.
But then again, you watch something like Abbott Elementary in their recent episode where they had the gym thing, and it's like, They're both Disney productions. Technically, never mind. It don't make sense.
No, not at all.
By the way, I just started Abbott Elementary this week.
It's so good, so good.
I'm about 5 episodes in.
So you're just basically caught up.
Love it.
So you know what episode I'm talking about then?
The gym when they lose power.
No, it's the assembly about drugs.
Oh, I'm not there yet. No.
Oh. I need y'all to do an Abbott Elementary episode. That's something good and funny to talk about.
I will catch up and like I want to talk about this show because it is
like Mike, you would love this show. You know who'd be great to try to bring on is Amaru, because Amaru loves this show and he's a teacher and he's like me with this Cheaper by the Dozen movie. He watches his show and he loves I loved how bad it was. But he loves the show, but it makes him angry because he's just like, this is shit I gotta deal with in real life.
TikTok for raising supplies shit. That was guys, you would love Maxwell. Are we forming a new like Abbott Elementary after show right now, like live on screen? Is this the best thing that ever happened by the next 2022?
Promoting Abbott
All
Elementary.
these questions and more on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh God. How did those balls taste, Juice?
That was the salt.
They're salty. I gotta record a review.
So I think that if instead of Zach Braff, if they had it be Ashton Kutcher's character from Cheaper by the Dozen, was the one that like ended up having 12 kids.
No, because he's still the baker. He's got to be a baker.
Well, you ignore all of that. It's just like, okay, like he's the new I don't know.
Patriarch, yeah.
It's like with that, yeah. It's like you do something where it's like they're not really part of the. It's like technically a spinoff, but it's also a reboot. It's like you do something weird, but basically Ashton Kutcher is the answer.
A spin boot.
Or Tom fucking Welling needs a job. I'm guessing.
No, Tom's still living off of that Smallville money.
Like
a lot of those people are still just living off that Smallville money because royalties are a thing and syndication rules.
Apparently not for Zach Braff.
Luckily,
there's nothing like this.
Wait. Zach Braff is probably too busy sleeping with his 20-something-year-old girlfriend and collecting Scrubs
24?
checks to care.
I think they're 24 and 44. 26 and
26.
20 and 46.
Yeah, I think she's only younger than me. Than 26. Yeah.
I think that like everybody's ages were what they started when the pandemic started. So I'm 29. I'm not 31. I'm 29.
Yeah.
I am 25.
When the pandemic started, I'm 37.
Yeah. See, like those are the ages I think about.
23.
Like
Lego, you're gonna hate me. I never watched Lucifer.
I tried the first season.
It's not my thing.
I love everybody involved, and it doesn't work for me, but not as badly as Cheaper by the Dozen 2022 does not work for me because of that fucking cousin Seth. Fuck cousin Seth. Fuck his Sean Hunter ass. Fucking Robbie Keane bitch ass motherfucking entire narrative of being the kid who steals register in the wealthy household and then gets like fucking supported and lifted up because of it. Fuck cousin Seth.
They should have had the Robbie Keane actor should have played him.
No, he's too old.
He probably should have. Like
that's true.
Half those kids were like 35 anyway.
Yeah,
let's face it.
Florence Pugh and
I can't remember the name.
And Robbie Keane.
I should probably actually
Respect, Lego. Respect.
We should actually do a little bit of research and see if they actually hired a disabled actress for the girl in the wheelchair before we actually say horrible things about her.
I'm pretty sure she is actually.
Okay,
Start
but she
remember-
also played a cunt.
What the fuck, AJ?
I would love her in a decent role, and I'm glad if they did.
She was
did
straight
hire
up
somebody who
rude.
was.
She
But
was straight up rude.
Just played the worst human being.
They're not playing Jeff.
Oh, it's like if Jeff was like one of the goths from South Park. It's kind of fits that personality actually. Now that I say it out loud, I was trying to go with like a thing, but actually, she was the worst. Like, and you could have.
Oh God, she might not. She's not disabled.
I don't think she was.
She's not disabled.
No.
Oh no.
Went for the channel.
She is, but she isn't. She has one leg in real life.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So they probably played into that. She was missing a leg.
And I.
Oh yeah, I see that. Okay.
Okay. But.
But yeah, she was not a good person.
Did not play a great character. I think it was good enough on the surface, like decom actress, that she might be able to play good roles. But wow, her character.
Wait, can we talk about how the kids interrupted mom and dad about to get it on in celebration and yep. But the most egregious one is family movie night.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because the Skechers scene got interrupted.
Man, I can't really remember the Skechers scene.
Don't worry. A lot of people black that out.
I just remember the stuff that made me viscerally pissed. Yeah.
Ciroc, French vanilla Ciroc.
Y'all
Not my
get to have fun and drink. I had a gout flare up, so I got to stay away from the liquor for a bit.
Wait. I just looked at the comments. Maxwell, this is very important. Do the boys kiss? I need to know. Like, sometimes I see something in the comments that, like,
Wait, can we talk about how much I hate Melanie and Michelle?
the blondes.
Yes, the blondes. Wait, AJ, look.
They don't. They do. They don't. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, somehow Googling Emily or Melanie and Michelle, Cheaper by the Dozen actually came up. So that's there must not be many other Melanie and Michelles out there.
Stop. Take it away.
Wait. I trust Lego's an authority on most things when I say do the boys kiss.
Right.
And
But Maxwell has a pretty good authority on that too.
Well, we got conflicting reports here.
Yeah.
Maxwell said, wait, maybe that was real. I'm confused now. He must have thought he was dreaming it. Oh, yes, they pretended to be a couple. I remember now.
Hell yeah.
Lego, wait, they do. I have the pic saved on my computer for science.
Lego.
For science.
Lego, if you can send me that picture.
But Maxwell says
You got to put down the Appletini.
Lego, Maxwell says, but it wasn't like an actual kiss.
Like not real tongue, like church tongue, you know.
Oh God.
Hey, we put in a wedding singer reference in our Cheaper
Drew Barrymore.
review. Shit. Lego, how are we not actually best friends? Sometimes I know stuff, but only if it's really, really gay. That's feminism.
I love Lego. They are the best. They are the best.
4 reasons I own this.
Is that an actual Schmodown slice?
Yes, it
It's
is.
the actual slice. It is.
Who gave that to you?
Thrawn. He had it. So Bethany and I just took it.
Thrawn brought
Wait,
this
was
like
that at
massive.
Spectacular? Was that at Spectacular?
Yeah,
It was
So-
at Action House.
So so I could actually give. Was that after the show?
correct. He brought it back to.
No, it was the night before. He brought the bag over. Yeah, he brought it like the night before, and then we
Are
had
you
it there.
sure?
Yeah, that was
I
there.
thought it was Sunday night.
Maybe it was the night of the.
I think it was the night after.
So to be
Yeah.
So if
no,
if
no,
it
no.
was-
Monday
Monday night.
night.
Because
the
wasn't
last night we were there?
after Disneyland?
Maybe.
so at the show at the pre-show thing, you could win the old slices.
Well,
Playing
I didn't
trivia.
win one, but
Yeah.
You stole it from
Because then Thrawn. Well, who knows how Thrawn got them all? But yeah, Thrawn brought a
Didn't
big
you have
one
to
of the
like beat
nights.
redacted in trivia for that?
I don't know
I think
where
you
Thrawn
had
got
to
'em
beat
from.
redacted for that.
Yep, you had to beat redacted.
And I don't even know what a jabroni is.
Oh well, we know
That person was a real
when I
jabroni.
say redacted.
If you don't know who we mean by redacted, be glad you don't.
It was John Campion.
Google redacted.
Oh.
Who is redacted?
John Campion, if you're still watching, we'll have you on.
Please,
at any
please tell me
point.
you're joking about
I'll
who
play
is redacted.
Yes, I'm joking.
Okay. I was like, I can't tell if he's being honest or not.
And John Campia, if you're watching,
That too. So, do we have more thoughts on Cheaper by the Dozen?
I know, it's like-
Let's talk about that horrible dance off.
Flaming Hot
oh my
Cheetos.
god, the dance off. When the dance off happened, I literally looked over at Bethany and I'm like, is this really happening like in a movie that's being released in 2022?
Yo, I tried to warn you all. I really did.
We have a listening problem.
It's so bad because it was just bad. It was bad all around. All
And
the
like-
dancing was just bad.
And then I forget how did he decide to use more? How did he get more audience reaction? Was he using his youngest kids or something?
Yep.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yep, that's what it
And
was.
then he did a split.
Yeah, he did a splits. Just like there's no way.
By the way, we're not. You guys probably don't want me to say this a lot. It's not marked for children for the show, but
Now
I just feel like Maxwell and Lego and I just need to like have a great chat at some point.
Should we just like send them the link and all four of us drop out and just see what happens?
That's just
Yeah, I love that idea. I love.
I'll stick around.
Wait, AJ, can you let people know what you and Patrick Gibson put in your dating profiles now?
Oh, I didn't do it myself,
You
but
didn't
he
do
put
it?
in hot, sweet, savory sauce. He did put hot, sweet, savory sauce in his.
Maxwell's like, listen, I'm available. I will take the link.
Are we off the rails hard enough to put a Maxwell on the show?
Yes, because we love Maxwell.
Why the hell not?
Okay,
None of us
I-
want to talk about this movie, so yes,
We are going to sidestep this. If we don't
this
have
horrible movie, which I am shocked I did not lose my press credentials for how much I tore it apart. And just wait, because there's a movie coming out that's Disney related soon to Disney Plus, and with everything that's been going on with Disney in real life, it might not go over too well.
yeah, it is so ill-advised.
AJ is already aware of this because I told him about it.
By the way, Maxwell, check your Facebook messages.
We both said it.
So I would like to know what the script said for the dance battle because
Zach
I'm
Braff
watching-
looked the dumbest you've ever looked in your life. Hey,
I
black
will
guy,
read
dance like
the
you dance
screenplay
would normally.
it's all pretty bad though. It's just I don't know.
The whole movie's terrible.
It's
Did Lego seriously tweet you the kiss? She seriously
She
tweeted
sent
you
me
the
the
kiss.
YouTube link.
Yes, she
Um,
did.
So if I
Boy, we went off the rails tonight.
we have Maxwell in the background, we didn't bring in
Yes,
Mr.
friggin'.
Maxwell.
One of my
I
best
love you.
friends. I love
Welcome.
Maxwell.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
It's so wonderful to see you. We are just making.
Oh no,
Oh.
no, Juice, we gotta swap now. No, we gotta swap. If you're doing that. No,
That's how we welcome our guests in now.
So
Just get covered in white goo.
no, covered in
Wait,
Salt.
hold on.
You're salty.
hot, sweet, savory
Do that.
sauce.
Do that one more time. Did that work?
Long way.
That was
That
perfect.
great.
Good. Good.
That was great.
Well, that's a gift waiting to be made right there.
Yep.
Oy.
Oh my god,
My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me.
I love you, Max.
Okay, Stu.
Greatest horror movie of all time. Don't fucking at me.
What?
I'll never deny the first Scream is a masterpiece.
No, Lego. It is not a family show. Oh,
I did
What
make
is-
sure to check. Oh, I'm hearing crackling. Is anybody else hearing crackling?
I was
Okay,
getting it
it's
too.
me. I can fix that.
oh, it's you? I thought it was.
It's usually juice. Juice.
It's Juice because Juice is
I-
muting himself and it's coming
My
back.
mic crack. Yeah. My mic cracks sometimes when I talk, but not just randomly like that.
Lego just said, "Oh my god, I can make this a GIF. I have the power
Okay, do the gift. Do the gift.
to the GIF."
Because on the anniversary of the man who invented the gift passing away, R.P. Jeff Whitehall, we knew this to be a GIF. I have the video clip ready, but if you can do that,
How do you already have it ready, AJ?
because
that I have
because Lego tagged me on Twitter, and now I have it the group chat for What the Show, and I have this raised screen share. But
I'm pretty sure she's
It's a
talking about the
3D
Maxwell. Duh.
Yeah, Maxwell
Oh.
with the
I
salt
thought we were
being
talking about
thrown.
the kiss. Okay, is Lego? Let me know. Is the kiss clip? Is that just for me? Or is that for the show to see if we get copyright strike?
We have enough copyright. Who could we've only had one stream taken down so far. So
This could be another one because it's CW.
oh yeah, that might
No,
that might
it's
be
not.
right.
Lucifer wasn't CW.
Lucifer wasn't-
First 3 seasons were on Fox, and then Netflix bought it
Netflix.
for the final seasons.
Now that I've discovered the transparent GIF,
The show
Yeah,
just
some
changed
fun.
forever.
Oh no! I'm terrified by it.
Can we get a transparent gif of Max with the salt?
I should
Max
think
is-
before I do things because shit lives on.
Max is like, just remember to send that to Ember Productions. That is Ember Productions, EMBER Productions.
Like
Oh.
and subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah, please do. Please, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I mean, I'm supposed to do. I could talk about another movie that was fun, funny, and I unfortunately saw Channing Tatum's ass cover half a screen.
I'm listening.
You know about this.
I know.
I'm seeing it on Friday night.
yeah, it's-
Me
So,
too.
Yep.
You guys are also watching Magic Mike on Friday.
No.
We should
No.
do that.
Lost City.
The Lost City.
I will say
D.
though that trip, Matt, I'm assuming you've seen it already, but the trailer
Last
was
night.
really
That's
fun.
that's the review I had to do. I have to do after this actually.
Trailer was fun.
I'll do a mini review. Well, it was more fun than Uncharted was.
Okay, as long as I hate movies that my least favorite kind of movies is like middle of the road. Like I don't either do something really good or really really bad. And if it's just in the middle, like that's when I'm like, okay, I forget about it.
Daniel Radcliffe is funny. He
Shoot
hams it
a
up
scene
as a
where
villain.
it's really important that you're giving your teenage daughter her first car, and it's a fucking brilliant looking sports car.
Oh
And she gets in the
God.
car and she peels out, and like the car is like it's brought in forward, and like it peels out facing the opposite direction. Please do that. Like it's really important to, if you're gonna make something bad, make it bad.
Mm.
Max was
Like,
like,
Cheaper
I was
by the
told we
Dozen.
were no longer talking Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yeah, it's good. Talk away.
You haven't watched it, right, Maxwell?
No, I
Don't
will
watch
not.
it.
I have no plans to.
Do not watch
Good.
it. Unless
Like-
unless you want to do a really, really drunk watch along on Ember and tear it to shreds, do not watch it.
Do not watch it sober. Like if you do watch it, do not watch it sober.
Just don't.
Mm.
Yeah, it's probably
Hey, it was. I can say Gabrielle Union acted well in it. I guess.
she read lines efficiently.
She was the least awful of the movie.
Yes.
It hurt me the least when she was speaking, but I won't say that it didn't hurt me.
IMDb just prompted me. Do you want to rate Cheaper by the Dozen? I was like, don't prompt me to vote.
Oh, they know. Let's do it. This movie was
Jeff
unbelievable.
Altman. Cheaper by the Dozen is a fever freak masquerading as a low budget decom movie.
No, so here's the thing. As far as Disney Channel original movies go, I watched pretty much most of what you can think of between like 1999 and like 2010, right?
That's much longer than I thought you were going to say.
The only one I can say is more offensive than this is True Calling, the one where Shia LaBeouf,
LaBeouf plays a kid with mental
a
issues.
mentally challenged guy, and it's based on a true story, and it was actually really offensive to the people, like the person involved and the family around them. That's the only Disney Channel original movie that I will say is actually worse than this and less enjoyable.
Wait. AJ, there's another thing that they did where during the wedding, her daughter was over on his side and his daughter was over on her side. So you had
Yep. And then
I don't understand any of that.
I
don't understand any of that.
I'm still baffled by Cheaper by the Dozen with the Zach Braff surprise Jewish.
And then they never touched on it again outside of
They never mentioned it again.
outside of a sweater. They never mention it again.
One sweater.
It's just there for reasons.
They could have talked about heritage and something with the adversity they have as a blended
You
family.
could have seen
Yeah,
you could have seen one of those celebrations.
There were some opportunities
It's
to
just
make
there.
this a decent movie. There are opportunities. Instead, they leave those threads dangling, and then they just like tie it up into a noose to hang itself. It's so fucking bad.
All right, so I will say this. It is my second favorite movie of the year so far.
Have you seen two movies?
So Juice has not seen Scream. He has not seen Uncharted. He has not seen Jackass.
I have.
seen
I don't count
Moonfall.
that. I don't count that.
Why
But
don't
yes.
you
haven't
see
seen
Jackass? It's a
Moonfall?
movie.
It's like it's a movie, but it's not a movie.
Wait, you haven't seen Moonfall?
No, I haven't seen Moonfall. No.
Oh shit!
Who are you and what have you done with Justin?
I can't wait for the Batman
I-
being a new number 2, man. Like,
Because Moonfall is winning every single 2023 Oscar.
You haven't watched Death on the Nile.
It is winning
didn't do
every 2023 Oscar. If by Oscar you mean the Grouch, and by the Grouch you mean the trash can he lives in. Correct.
And I'm handing it to
Swollen
him.
is biting humor. I love this.
Moonfall's a delightful train wreck.
now
Oh,
here's what
I
really-
thoroughly enjoyed Moonfall, and I can't wait to watch it again whilst drunk.
We are the second that thing is on any streaming network. We are doing
It
a
makes
watch along.
such little sense that I'm pretty sure it reverts back around to making perfect sense.
And the best part is all you have to do in Moonfall, like if we do like a watch along, take a drink anytime they say the word megastructure, and you're set. That's the only rule you need, and you're set for the movie.
So here's what I really want is I want the cast and characters of Moonfall in Don't Look Up. I want the cast and characters of Don't Look Up in Moonfall, and I want to see those movies.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have to watch Don't Look Up this week.
No, you don't.
It's fine. It's dumb Southland Tales.
Oh God, here we go.
Maxwell,
It's
I owe
a
it to
dumber
myself to
version
always
of the
watch
Southland
the.
Tales.
I always watch the nominated Best Picture films.
I understand that.
I was muted. It was nominated?
It's up for it.
Mike, have you seen Don't Look Up?
I haven't.
It's dumb Southland Tales. You've seen the Southland Tales. This is a dumber version of it.
How is that possible?
I'm gonna need some substances.
No Killers song in Don't Look Up.
Yeah. Well, no, there's
It was an Ariana Grande song.
Kid Cudi.
An Ariana Grande original that somehow didn't get nominated.
Kid
for Best
Cudi's
Song.
turning into a fine actor. He's great in X.
Hey,
I liked it until I
tomorrow.
liked Don't Look Up until it got too on the nose. Once it was too on the nose, it lost me. But other than that, I kind of liked it.
I kind of agreed that it was good until it was too on the nose, which happened about 38 seconds into the film.
So real quick.
Those first 38
People
seconds,
want the
though,
show-
chef's kiss.
Fair enough.
People
Hold
want
up.
the show. You
Just-
haven't done as many acid trips as I have. What the show? Don't Look Up. It didn't get too on the nose. It got to the point. I don't know what the point is, and that's how you know.
Hold on. Just because it's me and I always gotta run with this bit. Does anyone know where Kid Cudi's from?
Cleveland.
That's right.
I had no
was really
idea
my guess.
because you asked the question, and I know how much hometown pride you have. I connected the dots because I am a part-time mathematician, and I was like, Cleveland.
That is
Mathematician.
He
always
was saying, so should I watch
A
the
mathematician,
Southland Tales?
exactly right. Yeah.
Shaker Heights, Ohio, just like Theodore Evelyn Mosby.
You know who else is from Shaker Heights, Ohio? My mother.
Your mom.
I did not.
I was too late.
There we go.
Talking about salty. Mm.
I did not see that
So-
answer coming.
Of everybody that I've recommended the Southland Tales to, I think that Lego is the best possible candidate.
Lego
Southland Tales, I think, is kind of like a hidden masterpiece. Not because it's great at all times, but when someone has such a wild vision and ambition and they get to just fucking go for it, it's kind of glorious. And what Mike was saying earlier, I think like the worst thing a movie can be to me is just middle of the road.
Right,
And
exactly.
Southland Tales is so far from middle of the road. You may
It's
hate
not.
what it's doing, but it does it. It commits.
I'll give you
it
that.
tries. Yeah.
Southland Tales is its own thing. Like
Yeah.
there's very little cinema you can compare Southland Tales to, so I will give it that.
Who all is in that
I've
movie?
seen that movie more than probably any other movie in my life.
I have the nice special edition director's cut Blu-ray they put out last year or the year before. I don't know. It's pretty stuff.
And that's like
Okay,
14
one-
minutes longer, right? Something like that.
It is longer, yeah. I don't know if it's better, but there's more of it.
The can cut, which got
Listen. If you're a size queen, then maybe you'll enjoy it more. I don't know.
It got 1.1 stars out of 5. With the scale was 1 to 5, so that means every judge except for one gave it a 1, and somebody gave it like a 2 or 3 or something to bring it to a 1.1.
and it was coming off of Donnie Darko, and everybody thought this guy's gonna be the next M. Night Shyamalan. Well,
he
it's
kind of
worse.
was.
It's worse, and I fucking love it. I will watch The Box with all of you on the screen with me right now.
Okay, I saw The Box opening night in Times Square.
What?
I have never seen a more violent reaction to a movie than I have that night because it was sold out. Because the movie didn't do well, but if you see a movie that opens on Friday night in Times Square, the theater is going to be full regardless of what movie is. If a movie makes one theater's worth of money on opening night, it's making it theater, right?
Right.
The audience was throwing shit, screaming. There were fist fights in the aisles because everyone was just so mad at the way that movie turned out.
Oh
Never
my
seen
God, I
anything
wish
like
I
that.
was there.
That was a once in a life. And I thought the movie was awful, but I was like, I just want to recreate this theater going experience just to live in that moment again.
I've never wanted anything more in my life. Oh my God.
Is that the Cameron Diaz movie you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Richard
The
Kelly directed.
only other theater going. Does anyone mind if I do some spoilers for Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2?
Go ahead.
That's the only one I haven't seen.
The only other theater reaction I've seen that comes close to the riot that broke out at opening night of the box was the Thursday midnight show of Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2 when we're at the climactic fight. And in the book, it's really solved by diplomacy. But they had all this movie money because the previous entries were successes. And the director's like, you know what? We're going to stage a dope-ass, superhero-esque fight and kill off 90% of the characters really violently. So as this is happening, the teenage girls in the theater are, and frankly, the grown men who were there too, everyone, it was a communal experience. Everyone was shrieking and screaming and throwing things because this was not how the book goes and because their favorite characters are dying. And they're like, psych, it's just Alice's vision. But that was a dope 10 minutes of cinema. Put it up there with anything in the MCU.
I was going the wrong way. I need to. Okay.
I feel like this needs to become a segment, Salt Takes with Max, on What the Show.
I'm all for it. All for it.
Yes.
It's just
So when
okay.
we saw Cats in theaters, we were in the dine-in theater. Max, you've probably been there at Disney Springs.
Yep.
And we were in one of the dine-in theaters, and literally, like, I don't know, at this it's before the pandemic when they still had the wait service that came during the movie, and then like I don't remember how long into the movie, but like I don't know, maybe 20 minutes into the movie, two people in the front row just started screaming at each other over something, and I'm like, well, this masterpiece is on the screen, and I'm also seeing this masterpiece in the front row. And then the best part, Bethany has told this on screen. I don't know if Matt and Maxwell and Matt have heard this before. We're sitting at the lounge prior to the movie, having a drink, and this, an elderly lady comes out, and someone asked her what she thought of the movie, and her review, the exact quote she said was, "Too much sex for Christmas." So that was
It's a movie about horny cats. What do you expect?
Too much
saw
sex for
Cats
Christmas.
6 hours into an acid trip. So yes.
Yo, a producer friend I have. I don't know if any of you have watched the horror film 1BR. I know the producer on it. He was telling us about how he got high with Naomi Grossman and they went to Cats, and they just couldn't at an Alamo Draft House. And he's like, "That's going to be the new Rocky Horror. That movie will be the new Rocky Horror."
I will tell you this.
It could be
That
still.
theater ran out of Hennessy.
Yeah, you drank
We
it all.
decided Hennessy was the drink, and we got done. We wanted to see the stars with Rise of Skywalker, and then we had an intermission, and then Cats happened.
Wait.
It was like,
You had to do the Rise of Skywalker Cats double feature also?
yes.
Literally, my press screenings that day was Rise of Skywalker at noon, Cats at 7.
So like when
Were
they had
you
the
also
dagger,
hammered for Cats?
right when they had the dagger,
No, because I had to review it.
right when they had the dagger though, that's when the acid hit.
Lego, I'm not saying anything will ever replace Rocky Horror. I'm just saying that movie's so bad it has the potential to birth something similar to that Rocky Horror experience.
Yeah, like you got Rocky Horror and you got The Room, which are the two big ones, but Cats could become that, I think.
Okay, trivia question. Who is the only performer in the 2022 Oscar ceremony who is nominated for an award? Who is a cat?
Performer? You talking about actor or actress?
Yes.
Judi Dench.
Yes.
Yes.
Old Deuteronomy.
Yes. I think also the first cat to be nominated for an Academy Award. She's
Oh,
not
we
a
know
dog.
James Corden never.
She's a cat.
No, Lego. I'm not telling people that Rocky
No,
Horror Picture Show is-
Jennifer Hudson won an Oscar.
Oh no! Since the release.
Oh,
of the
since.
Since the release. Since.
Well,
Yeah.
they needed someone to be the first to break the cat curse. And now it's been broken, so I'm really all up in my felines.
I think that David Dastmalchian will be the next person. In the
No,
cat
Jason
area.
Derulo is going to get Best Actor next year for something.
Wait, David Dastmalchian was in Cats. I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
No.
David. Here's the part of the show where everybody looks at their phones.
Dead air.
Jason Derulo is going to win Best Actor within the next 2 years. I'm calling it the Cat's. It's not a curse. It's the Cat's blessing.
He's going to win an Oscar for starring in Jason Derulo Presents the Jason Derulo Story, the saga of one man's quest to become the Deruliest he can derule, written and directed by Jason Derulo.
Or
Jason
many times-
Derulo.
You are a national treasure.
Oh, thanks.
or
At least someone thinks so, mother.
how many times can a performer perform at Universal Studios Florida? The Jason
I don't
Derulo
know.
story.
Let's talk to Mannheim Steamroller, and then we'll figure it out.
He's playing there this weekend, by the way. Derulo is playing at Universal
This weekend or next weekend?
This coming weekend, like I think on Sunday.
Oh, boo.
I got it.
He literally is there this weekend.
Oh God.
Oh,
This is going so off the rails. You might as well call it the Off the Rails
This-
Network.
No, that doesn't exist anymore. Let's not.
I know.
we're not going to do that here. We're going to call it What the Show. And next weekend, we have our 100th stream ever.
Weekend,
we're
you
going
said?
to-
You're doing a weekend stream?
Next Wednesday.
Oh,
Wednesday.
I was like, weekend. Hold on. What?
Next week. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah, we're probably going to go into that. Like, we haven't really officially discussed yet, but it's probably going to be a very off the rails show. Probably no format, but we're much going to make it a open format. So we'll bring people on. We'll invite some people. We'll just bring people on if you donate to the Streamlabs. We'll have some fun with it.
And I'm also gonna just give away $200 in prizes out of my own pocket because the Oscars giveaway. So if anybody wants to submit an Oscar ballot, you're submitted to win a disc plate or a Blu-ray for the Best Picture, or anything.
I would be perfectly okay if Nicolas Cage abducted me, Lego. I would be a willing participant.
Lego,
I
just sent you
I
my
can't wait
love
for that movie
Rocky
next
Horror
week.
Picture Show
I
on
can't wait to
Facebook.
see it.
Keep saying.
That comes out April 1st?
No, he's got.
I got into it. Max, are you in town next week?
Let's talk offline.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say that could be a possibility, but you know what? We're not gonna spoil it online.
It goes
Right.
down in the DMs. Go down. It goes down in the DMs.
Yeah, Matt. I'm in your DMs all the time. That's kind of
Did
what
you
we
know
do.
about shitty movies?
Remember that movie? Remember that time that you watched a movie about this 15-year-old hooking up with a 28-year-old, and you're like, "Hey, this reminds me of you."
The actor, not the 15-year-old.
You know what's
Yeah.
interesting? What's interesting is I watched Almost Famous recently,
It's the
Great
same
movie.
Same premise.
and I'm like, wow, this
Kinda.
is what Licorice Pizza wished it was. And keep in mind, Paul Thomas Anderson is one of my favorite. Magnolia is my favorite movie, and Licorice Pizza is the first movie of his that I wasn't flat out in love with. And I didn't make the connection that there are elements of Licorice Pizza that are quite good. I mean, PTA is still an excellent filmmaker. The energy and the mood is great, but when you really think about it, William and Penny Lane are very similar in age and relationship to the Licorice Pizza characters.
A little bit, but how did Cameron Crowe do things like that good for a while and never again?
I got to meet Cameron Crowe about 2 weeks ago, and we had a nice conversation about some
I
things.
saw that actually. Yeah.
I would like to work with him.
He's one of my favorite filmmakers ever.
Things may be in the fire. I don't know. I can't speak to that.
He's one of my favorite people ever as far as filmmakers go. But like, wow, there were some things. And
Well, I will say this: Almost Famous, the musical, is in rehearsal right now to open on a stage in New York sometime soon. It's not officially announced when. It played in California right before the pandemic as an out-of-town tryout, and I heard fairly good things, and now they're like tightening it up and working it out, and it's going to premiere soon in New York.
I'd be interested to see that one. That sounds like it'd be a fun one.
Yeah, sometimes you'll hear that they've turned a movie into a stage musical, and you're like,
but that one will work, I think.
But Almost Famous, it lends itself naturally to music, so.
I would love like if there was like live guitars on that shit.
Well,
I'm sure there is.
Like Tommy did that. If you ever saw Tommy on Broadway, they had a live band playing everything. So yeah, I mean,
I'm sure that I always like it in musicals, especially ones where a band is the character when the actors are actually playing the instruments. Like when School of Rock was on Broadway, all the kids were actually playing the instruments on stage. When American Idiot was on Broadway, a lot of them were playing
Lego,
the guitar,
I agree with you. I need to see that show so bad.
But there is a cast album now, Lego from London, that's actually pretty good. And if I were a betting man, it'll be stateside by 2024, if not sooner. So
money.
Again, I don't know things, but if I did, I would make hints, and then you can draw the conclusion. So I'm still legally protected. You know.
Well, and I'm drunk and I know things.
Okay, Tyrion.
I've never seen Game of Thrones. I don't know what you're talking about. Internet culture.
Yay!
Yay! We just make references to things that we never saw. Does anybody ever like remember watching Cheaper by the Dozen in 2022? Or
I just remember that I was traumatized after watching it.
It's entirely possible that I did watch it, and then when I went to visit Lacuna Inc., instead of erasing my ex-wife, I was like, we're going to erase this movie instead.
I like it. Like, full-on racist, accidentally, like, kind of very racist.
It's accidentally very, very racist. Accidentally.
It's not actively hurting people.
Like, they try to do the opposite. They try to show you like, hey, this is wrong, and instead it's like, yo, you just glossed over this and didn't act like this is a real issue.
It's not actively hurting people. It's just passively hurting people really bad.
I will say I did like what she said on the red carpet about Disney's handling of the Don't Say Gay bill.
Ooh, there's a movie coming out soon. There's gonna ruffle some feathers. Woo.
Yeah, she did. She killed it. And also, like a little shout out because of the biggest headline for what's his face?
I don't know. I'm like not trying very hard not to get up on my soapbox right now because I'm so angry. Because what's interesting, like if you looked, I guess it was yesterday, when all the various Disney social media accounts were showing their support, reports came out that it was just individuals who had access to those accounts and who work for those subsidiaries of Disney doing it. And it really just seems like it's penis head Bob Chapek's usual money-grubbing bullshit that is kowtowing to the Republican politicians in Florida who allows Disney to get away with building whatever they want without proper permitting or going through the right channels and not actually standing up for it. Listen, I don't think it takes a degree in rocket science to know that even if we're just looking at Disney parks, as an organization, they have to employ more queer people per capita than many other businesses. And then if you look at the actors they employ in their movies, the animators, they employ many queer, trans, non-binary, all sorts of wonderful people. So when your corporate monolith is more interested in kowtowing to Republican politicians and supporting the people who are creating the work that is helping you get paid at the end of the day, you're making mistakes. And I say this as someone who has always been a fan of Disney. I love going to the theme parks. I love their movies, but at a certain point, you have to put integrity and morals ahead of the bottom line, because that's what's going to let you sleep at night. Signed, your local pansexual, non-binary, Jewish chubby friend, Maxwell.
Maxwell, I love you, and I love you for saying it. It's one of those things where I'm not a. We're gonna go talk about me later, but with growing up with a sister who is the most wonderful, beautiful trans sister who came out 2016 and became the best sister in the world, who told me about how she idolized the Disney princess culture and wasn't for her, and she never felt like she could. That woman is fucking amazing. She's fucking amazing, and a family member that I never knew I would have had otherwise if she didn't come out. And for what Disney is doing and a lot of Florida corporations, nobody's clean in this, are doing in legislation, and the 240 some bills that are anti-queer legislation that are either being passed or in legislation right now. It's really fucked up. Be a pest. Be a pest to your local senators, to anybody that could call you a constituent. Everybody that you know right now has a right to live. They have a right to exist. They have a right to be who they are. They have a right to wake up in their own skin.
Love is love.
Well
People
said,
are people.
well said.
It
Let
almost
everyone
feels
live.
like this country takes one step forward and then two steps back.
Yeah.
Like it's 2022. We should not be relitigating the right to exist as a queer or trans or frankly person of color in this country. It's just time and time again. There's new, like now some senators are empowered to question whether or not federal allowances on interracial couples and marriages. Like what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck are we living through? So
As someone who's about to get engaged to a white woman. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, you're just full on saying that out loud, huh?
Real quick.
She knows. Like she knows. She doesn't know where it's happening.
If
She
you're
knows.
watching,
I was going to say,
know
that's
where,
the
when.
worst kept secret ever.
Yes.
if you're one of our 5 viewers right now, I am so sorry that we spoiled this for you.
Listen, I know you came here to listen to these yokels talk about Cheaper by the Dozen, but sometimes
we've
you just
long
gotta,
moved past
you
that.
just gotta talk about what you gotta talk about.
It's why AJ and I are also pissed our football team traded for a man with 22 alleged sexual misconducts.
Well,
at a
your
certain
football
point,
team-
when the numbers keep adding up, it ain't alleged anymore. That's facts,
Exactly.
bro. Like, come on.
There was way too many.
Well, I completely agree, Lego. And the thing is, these senators are always like, well, the Constitution exists. I'm like, what do you think an amendment is? By definition, amendment is something that was added later to change it. So let's just amend it again. Let's pack the Supreme Court. Let's put in protections for all people. Shouldn't matter what your sexuality or gender or race or creed or religion is. You are a human who is alive in this country. You're paying taxes, maybe. You have every right as everyone else. And if you feel differently, I don't want to know you. Okay.
So, I have been dealing with a lot emotionally. Does anybody have a fun punchline to just fucking end this shit on right now?
Hot, sweet, and savory sauce. Try it. If it's something,
You're a jabroni.
Hot, sweet.
You got to put down the appletini.
Savory sauce.
May the fourth be with you guys.
Oh, why? Why? Oh, I was having such a pleasant evening.
And with that is the 99th episode of What the Show. I am so
Next
sorry
week.
for Chance. Oh, bring Pacifico. Yes.
Next week, show 100.